Ratchet and Clank have faced many evils along their journey to heroism. From Drek, a corrupt business tycoon determined to create a new planet, to a villainous scientist called Dr. Nefarious seeking revenge against all biological life, or even Captain Quark, a former enemy who redeemed himself and became a friend. But none of this compares to the events of Gladiator. Thrown into an arena with no hope of escape, what would you do? Do you go in guns blazing with a friend to wreak death and destruction upon your opposition? Do you add in challenges to really change up the gameplay, adding a sense of, well, challenge? Or will you throw Ratchet into an arena where he battles relentlessly for survival, each moment faced with anguish and torment, his only hope the elusive taste of freedom in an arena devoid of hope? I say we do that! That sounds like fun! This is Ratchet Gladiator, and this is how Ratchet went missing.
Will you lose your lunch if you have to watch one more reality dating show? Is your blogs gone wild, video scratched from overuse? Then it's time to turn that dial to something a little more dangerous. Time for some real action. It's time to blow it up!
A year has passed since the defeat of Dr. Nefarious. Ratchet and Clank are aboard the Starship Phoenix, accompanied by their fellow Q-Force member, Owl, when they receive a call from the new mayor of Metropolis, Sasha. They've been informed that Captain Darkstar, hero of the Solana Galaxy, has been killed after vanishing from the public eye and reappeared on a TV channel called Dreadzone. When suddenly, the Starship Phoenix is boarded, and just like that, our trio are gone.
We've captured Subject 209, Mr. Vox.
Excellent. Bring him in.
Yes, sir. We caught 2 strays in the process. Should we terminate them?
Give him collars and see if you can get some work out of them first.
Ratchet Gladiator is unique because it doesn't have a lot of emphasis on story, but that doesn't make the game bad at all. Instead, Insomniac put all their effort into the gameplay, and I can't blame them for it. The game offers various features like co-op play and plenty of challenges, making this game brilliant. Whilst the story isn't the main focus, it's still here, contributing to the overall experience. Ratchet and Clank have been abducted and transported to Dreadzone, an illicit underground combat arena where heroes are captured and forced to engage in deadly challenges. One of the most striking resemblances I noticed is its parallel with the beginning of Skyrim.
Hey, you. Finally awake.
You've been unconscious for hours.
Ha! Now who's the king of open world medieval RPGs, Bethesda? It's not Insomniac! Teleported to an arena, Ratchet is faced by Vox, the greedy and very happy producer of Dreadzone.
A note to the Deadlocked collar securely fastened around your neck. This collar cannot be broken or removed. Should you stray into any restricted area, the collar will administer an extremely painful shock. Observe.
I hate this job.
Catacomb 4. A dense forested planet with 2 options to take this planet on. Option 1. Proceed carefully, dying 1,000,000 times to these zombies. Because you chose to play alone. Loser. Or option 2. Be cool. Invite a friend over. Don't be a loner and have fun. Be social. So anyway, I chose option 1. This first planet gives us a good example of what this game is all about, and that's challenging. From your basic shoot up all the enemies, to manning a massive landstalker, all the way to racing against the clock. It sets itself apart from other Ratchet and Clank games. It's enjoyable, and arguably one of the best games to play with friends. However, if you don't have anyone to play it with, Insomniac has included these 2 robots, Merc and Green, or what I like to call Jimbo and Tony. It's so clear that this game was made to be co-op. Whilst traveling the planets, you discover that you can use bolt cranks yourself, but they also provide the option to let your robots do it for you. This begs the question, why bother doing it yourself when you'll be swarmed as soon as you start cranking, when you can simply have your robots do it for you? Then it dawns on you, in co-op mode, the goal is to have your friend handle this whilst you protect them. This little detail in the gameplay really shows that this game was designed first to be co-op, and second to be single player.
I attack you with a spider kick, power level 5. I defend with level 6 Lord Ninja. Sucker, you fell right into my trap. You're exterminated. No, Yo, reactor, slap me some skin!
Oh my god, he killed the kid! You know, fair. Another takeaway from this game is that advertisements play a significant role in this game, helping to break up the gameplay due to the limited story. However, they also contribute to the narrative. Each ad promotes a Dread Zone product, showcasing Gleam & Vox's determination to market not just a product, but an idea. Whilst it may seem like an exaggerated portrayal of corporate behavior, it still retains a sense of realism. A reality? I wouldn't mind trying. You want to buy a rope? Good deal. Zarathos, a swamp planet covered in swamps. What? It's really swampy. This planet has a large selection of vehicles, which comes from the way it's designed, with jumps and large open areas. These first two planets really get us into the game's mechanics and help us get a grasp on the concept of this game, which is hugely different to its previous three games. Minimal platforming, no collectibles, to a point they remove the helipack and a lot of the series staples in this game.
Courtney Gears has made a remarkable recovery after a near-death experience last year when she was attacked by two psychotic fans.
Ah, poor girl. You know, you just hate to see that kind of senseless violence.
It's appalling, Dallas. I'd just like to take those two creeps and...
I'm sure we all would, Juanita. And you may just get your wish, because those very evildoers are about to come face to face with the mighty Shell Shock. Catch it all live on Dread Zone.
A futuristic planet with arguably the most powerful weapon in the game next to the Rhino, the fusion rifle. Seriously, this weapon is overpowered. If you exclusively use it every level, you'll only collect ammo for this specific gun. And since you're solely relying on this weapon, you'll always have a full stock of ammo. Great gun! The basic goals on Kronos is to align these spotlights onto the main building to open the entrance. Upon entering the building, we're greeted with a boss battle from Shell Shock, till finally, we corner him and teach him a valuable lesson.
Clank, did you see me out there against that Shell Shock guy? Yeah, I saw. Oh, yeah.
You worry me, Ratchet.
Come on, Clank. Can't I just enjoy the moment?
Do you realize how many other heroes they have killed? Here, watch this.
And now for a Vox News action update.
This year's contestants include the notorious mafia crime boss known as Ratchet, seen here at his Mokhtar estate.
And to think that other networks actually call him a hero.
And lucky for us, the Vox All-Star Exterminator crew is headed once again by five-time grand champion Ace Hardlight. Last season, Ace shocked the galaxy by terminating a record 13 contestants, including Captain Starshield, the Brown Ranger, and Mad Monkey McKnight.
Dread Zone's 6 trillion fans are in for some unbelievable action over the coming weeks.
They certainly are, Dallas.
Yeah, I remember hearing about Ace Hardlight when I was a kid. He was this famous hero who disappeared.
That must have been someone else. Why would a hero kill other heroes for money?
Not money, Tin Man. Fun.
You traitor! Do you think this is some kind of game?
That's exactly what it is, Furball. And you're going to be the star of my highlight reel.
I like him. That's a man who knows what he likes. In Ratchet Gladiator, gameplay veers in a new direction from the trilogy, focusing on arena-styled missions across various planets rather than the traditional platforming, collectible hunting, and galaxy-hopping rampages. Ratchet is let loose in these gladiatorial arena-styled planets, reminiscent of the arena battles seen in previous installments, offering a fresh take on the series' gameplay dynamic. Thrown onto planets without Clank, you must complete each challenge, from simply activating every bolt crank on the map to taking out swarms of enemies before they take you out. This game also includes more vehicles than the previous game, which isn't saying much because there's only one vehicle in Up Your Arsenal and one in the original. From the giant Landstalker to the speedy hoverbike to even powerful flying hover ships, these vehicles come with their own set of missions. The Landstalker and hover ship generally have you destroying a bunch of enemies' turrets, or even these orbs, whilst on the other hand, the hoverbike has you beating the time limit in these high-speed driving sections. Then there's the Puma, which help you traverse large areas to complete sets of cranks that need a good cranking. Like any good Ratchet Clank game, it also includes a challenge mode that allows you to level up your guns up to level 99, unlocking the rainbow variants. This is a huge jump from the max level of previous games' challenge mode weapons, really upping the overall experience in a meaningful way.
After making his fortune selling cigarettes to children, Ratchet went on to pilot a tanker ship for Zexon.
A week later, Ratchet got drunk and crashed his tanker into the ocean world of Aquados. Who can forget these graphic images of baby seals smothered in radioactive waste?
Ah!
Little Coco never had a chance.
How could you? What did little Coco ever do to you?
What?
Al, how can you believe these ridiculous lies?
Come on, guys. We need to get out of here before we all wind up dead. What's the plan?
I have been chatting with a tech droid on the operations level. She may be able to provide the blueprints for these Deadlocked collars.
That's great!
But we must be very careful. Vox has eyes everywhere.
Ratchet's journey takes him to planet Shar for a chance to stay in the running for Dreadzone's champion. Shar is an icy planet covered in this mystical thing called ice. Here, along with Merc and Green, Ratchet must man the stalkers to help clear out enemies, to crank more cranks, till finally, we unlock the temple. To help the lovable folks at Dreadzone help preserve the beautiful ancient temple.
The next set of nodes have been cleverly concealed beneath these priceless stone carvings.
Here at Dreadzone, we're serious about historical preservation. Future generations will look back at recordings of Dreadzone to see these historic sites blown up in high-definition video.
It's this point that I really come to understand how much this game focuses on gameplay over story. My previous videos really go in depth on each planet's stories, but here, we are dropped on planets with very little story. Whilst this isn't necessarily a bad thing, it sure as hell makes the script writing process for me very difficult.
Kids across the galaxy know that wearing the right pajamas can give you superpowers.
I'm Gamatron. My eyes shoot laser beams. I'm Reactor. I can eat metal. I'm Battlehawk. I can fly.
Oh, I love that part.
Sir, we have the latest sales figures.
Yeah, what's the bottom line?
Nobody is buying the new Ace Hardlight merchandise. In fact, sales are down across the board except for fuzzy Lombax ears.
We sell those?
Yes, sir. They're an accessory for the Tiny Tots assault weapons kit.
Well, you've obviously made some sort of idiotic mistake. Report to B-level for disintegration.
Yes, sir.
Wait.
Sir?
On your way there, tell the lab to set up a focus test. Find out why this stuff isn't selling.
Auxon, the first returning planet in Gladiator, and the homeworld of the Blah. Ratchet has a choice of two paths as we take down each force field and crank more cranks. Man, Ratchet really does like cranking, doesn't he? You know what? Same.
This holiday season, Vox Entertainment brings you the heartwarming true story of one exterminator's rise to glory. From lowly beginnings as a high school math teacher.
But baby, I'm giving these kids the gift of learning.
You're pathetic. Get out of my sight.
To spectacular success as a homicidal sports superstar.
We're rich. I love you, Reactor. I was always there for you.
Share the dream. Live the legend of Reactor.
Ratchet, you look like a squirrel wrapped in tinfoil. I'm gonna take my time taking you apart. Gonna give my fans their money's worth. And try not to go crying or anything, all right? I want this to look good for the cameras.
Bring it.
This boss fight actually proves to be really hard, and finally proves to me why the shields are extremely useful. In previous playthroughs, I will admit, I never used them. It wasn't until this playthrough that I realized how useful these are against bosses. Once you're able to work out his moveset, you can learn to counter them. Firing at you, throw down a shield. Running at you, then run away. However, even with this info, you'll probably die a bunch. Mastering this, you can become a reactor killing machine just like me. The co-op gameplay in this game is a masterpiece. Traveling around the world with friends is some of the most fun you can have in a game. Whilst yes, you have the option to play by yourself, guided through the planets along with two robots, Merc and Green, it's just not as fun as teaming up with a friend, traveling to each planet and kicking ass. Think about it. You're dropped on a planet with your best friend, ready to take on any challenges, strategically working out who uses what weapon. Because yes, you must share the same set of weapons between the two of you. This is brilliant, adding to the overall strategy and to the multiplayer aspect of this game. It's so clear to me that this game was designed to be a multiplayer game first. Merc and Green feel like they have been tacked on to help with challenges that have been designed for multiplayer. They will activate things like bolt cranks, unlock doors with a hack array, and even use EMP grenades to remove electrical fields around enemies and objects. Whilst in multiplayer, you'll have either you or a friend use these items whilst hordes of enemies swarm you. I've so far covered the first 3 games in this series, so if you want to check them out, I'll have them linked up here, but you can also find them linked in the comments. I love making videos, but these videos do take me some time to make, which will never stop me, so frankly, you're stuck with me. So if you are enjoying this video, clicking the like button and commenting will really push this out into the algorithm. It'll let YouTube know that you are really enjoying this video and help get it to a wider audience. And if you are enjoying it, consider pressing the subscribe button to keep up to date and not miss out on my next video on Ratchet & Clank Tools of Destruction.
We're live today from the Valix asteroid belt, home of the legendary Gamma Energy Beam.
The Valix belt, a large asteroid system that has a huge lighthouse built upon it, known as the Gamma Energy Beam, initially used to guide spaceships safely through the system, until Gleam and Vox purchased it, turning the beacon off and making it the centerpiece of the new battle arena. This truly reveals Vox's character. He prioritizes profit over the safety of others, showing a lack of concern for anything else. So long as Dreadzone gets views, he's content with the death of others. And you know what? It's despicable.
Subject 135. Choose one of the following items: a Courtney Gears musical lunchbox, a talking secret agent Clank bobblehead, or this super cool Ace Hardlight action figure with Kung Fu grip.
Wow! Ouch! Hey, what's a big idea?
Subject 136. Choose one of...
Oh, Courtney Gears! Ouch! Hey!
Subject 137. Wouldn't you like to play with an Ace Hardlight action figure? All the cool kids are doing it.
Yeah, whatever. That guy's a tool.
Yeah. So if Ace is, a tool, whose action figure would you rather have? Huh?
I don't know. Maybe that Lombax guy who smoked the actor. He was like, Ow! Mom!
Subject 138.
Planet Torvald, my absolute favorite planet in this game. Built upon a rundown Ace Hardlight toy manufacturer. Shut down due to shoddy sales, this planet is great. It's an open area where we can ride around, destroy, and generally cause wacky shenanigans, like death to all our enemies.
Now, the low-seeded Lombax, known as Ratchet, has surged to the top of the Dreadzone rankings.
Frankly, I can't believe the little furball made it this far, Juanita. He is a scrappy sucker, huh, isn't he?
He certainly is, Dallas. He's also a threat to children, endangered species, and common decency.
Well, kids and dolphins and whatnot will be able to breathe a little easier once Ratchet has been cut down to size by...
The Eviscerator! Dallas, I predict this match is going to be very quick and very bloody.
The Eviscerator is a simple boss fight. The general premise of this fight is avoid his laser beams and any oncoming enemies whilst racking up damage. If he runs at you, then take some distance before the next wave of enemies and beams come at you. Defeating him unlocks Stygia and Araxis.
Hey Al, I got here as soon as I could.
Silence! Can't you see I'm trying to concentrate?
What are you doing? Clank, are you sure this is safe?
It is an acceptable risk.
Shh! I just need to close one more circuit.
Al, you're a genius! You did it!
I know.
No!
The characters in Ratchet Gladiator aren't hugely diverse, and the same set of characters will appear throughout the game. from returning character Al, our ideas man, who sells us upgrades for our two robots, Merc and Green, all the way to the guy in the chair, Clank, a brand new character to the series. I don't know who this guy is. His past seems to be shrouded in mystery, and Insomniac doesn't want to elaborate on it. Then there are our two villains, Ace Hardlight and Gleeman Vox. Ace Hardlight, a hero who freely joins Dreadzone purely because he found killing fun. Then Gleeman Vox, a man who has teeth.
Greetings, hero, and welcome to Dreadzone.
He has an agenda to sell Ace Hardlight merch and spend his time smearing Ratchet and Clank's name. Then there's Dallas and Juanita. Throughout each level, you'll have them commentating over your playthrough, adding a good amount of comedy to the game. They'll also appear in cutscenes to break up the gameplay. No. Ow.
Looks like somebody broke the rules. Put it back on.
You're dead, Ace.
That's good. I like that spirit. But save it for the arena.
Al, shot, rushed away, and potentially dead. Ace Hardlight shows no remorse for his actions. Thrown into these tournaments on his own free will. He will support Gleeman Vox till the bitter end. And our duo aren't happy. They are willing to fight harder than they ever have before. For freedom. Stygia is our next destination on our planetary rampage of death and destruction. Barraged with a continuous stream of asteroids and shielded by a massive force field until Vox deactivated it. Starting this planet off, we man the Landstalker, dying a bunch and hating life. Additional challenges on Stygia include manually repairing control towers by turning on the shields using cranks, simply by cranking it. Additionally, there's a flying section to navigate through, where we have to defend Merc and Green whilst they hack the control point to get these shields back up. Meraxis, another planet I mildly enjoy. Merc and Green are being kidnapped. I know, sad. It's up to you to traverse across this desert planet and hunt them down, dying a lot along the way. This is generally easy. All we have to do is take on swarms of enemies, break open each container till they are free. Ratchet Gladiator includes 10 worlds to visit on your tyrannical, bloodthirsty adventure, from planet Shar, an icy planet with huge ancient structures built upon them, to the Ghost Station, a space station overrun with ghost robots. I mean, I guess Up Your Arsenal did canonize robotic ghost pirates, so... Each area you visit has been taken over by Gleeman Vox and Dreadzone to throw their combatants into a dangerous and potentially lethal situation. I'm a big believer in worlds being treated like a character, really showing a story. Unfortunately for Ratchet Gladiator, a lot of the planets don't really tell you much. For example, why is the Ghost Station covered in ghosts? Or Shar, why are there ancient structures? Who built them? Not every planet is like this, however. Some good examples of worlds with some character to it is the Valix Belt, an asteroid system with a lighthouse to help passing ships navigate the asteroid belt. Or even Stygia, a planet covered in force fields protecting them from endless barrage and meteors. Comparing this to the previous game, there's definitely a lack in that sort of storytelling aspect. For example, in Up Your Arsenal, you had Dax, a planet covered in islands that had weapon facilities built upon it, that had made some of the most powerful weapons, including the Bio-Obliterator, a device that Nefarious used to turn the population of Metropolis into robots. Or Going Commando's planet Uzla, a swamp planet that had run down an abandoned mall built upon it. It's a small thing like this that go a long way in video games, and something that Ratchet and Clank has always done, even in some of the newer games. This is another thing that really shows me that Insomniac definitely prioritized the gameplay in this game.
Shellshock, Reactor, and now Eviscerator. Cut down in their prime. Victims of that loathsome little Lombax. But just who is this Ratchet?
Our Vox News investigation has uncovered shocking, untold stories from his dark, sinister, evil past. The destruction of civic property, illegal hoverbike gangs, inadequate dental hygiene.
Be strong, Juanita, because there is one man that can put an end to this menace. Ace Hardlight!
Ace Hardlight fans, prepare yourselves. I'm gonna make this one messy.
Ratchet has worked hard to get to this point, battling harder than he has ever battled before to earn the opportunity to battle Ace Hardlight.
It's nights like this that I'm glad I gave up my ballet dancing career.
Tonight we bring you Dreadzone's most highly anticipated matchup yet. In one corner, the undefeated Grand Champion Exterminator, a legend in his own time, Ace Hardlight!
And in the other corner, weighing in at 97.5 pounds, most of it probably fluff or fat, Ratchet.
This boss battle is frustrating, like seriously frustrating. As you whittle down his health, he will throw on a shield, run away, and heal himself over and over again. The boss battle isn't necessarily hard, it just takes time. Eventually, after a long fought battle, it's over.
Ratchet! You can't beat me. You're just a half-sized rodent with a big wrench.
Stay down, Ace. Don't embarrass yourself.
Embarrass? Embarrass? I'm Ace Hardlight.
You were a hero once, Ace.
Ratchet! Don't let Vox do to you what he did to me. You're the hero now.
Ace warned Ratchet of Vox. Maybe there's more to this than it seems. He failed in beating Ratchet, but still took it upon himself to warn Ratchet of Vox.
You want to see me, Vox?
My boy, you're the Grand Champion of Dreadzone. The whole galaxy wants to see you. I've transformed you from a worthless nobody into the hottest celebrity in the galaxy.
Right. So that's why your news show is slandering me every 6 seconds.
Slandering? What? I was building up your bad boy image. Now, don't be such a baby. I'm about to offer you the opportunity of 1,000 lifetimes. I'm making you the new captain of the Exterminators, the star of the show. Think of it. We'll make billions.
No deal, Vox.
What did you say?
I'm not your puppet, Vox. You actually think I'd kill other heroes to get rich? You're not just corrupt. You're stupid.
What? You just signed your own death warrant.
So we're done then.
Let him go.
Yes, sir?
We're gonna need one final Dreadzone campaign. Have them prepare that, experimental one we developed.
Sir, you don't mean the Gauntlet of Doom, do you?
Yes.
But, sir, it was mathematically proven to be unbeatable. Right away, sir.
Vox made a serious mistake in offering Ratchet this deal. You see, years ago, Ratchet hung out with this hippie, who taught him some of life's most valuable lessons.
Possession is an illusion. Do not all things belong to the cosmos?
Ratchet would never make this deal.
My friends, it is a black day for Dreadzone fans across the galaxy. Ace Hardlight, champion exterminator and respected philanthropist, was brutally cut down by the maniac contestant known as Ratchet, aka the Butcher of Bogon.
Fans reacted to Ace's defeat with shock and outrage.
Boo! We hate you, Ratchet. You cheated.
Ratchet is a malicious criminal. He must be punished.
A Vox News investigation later revealed that Ratchet used banned performance-enhancing drugs.
In accordance with Dreadzone Regulation C6-5/9, Paragraph 2, Ratchet has been sentenced to meet his fate on the Gauntlet of Doom! This special event will be broadcast live tomorrow night only on Dreadzone!
The Ghost Station, a tournament designed never to be beaten. Ratchet is faced with a barrage of overwhelming enemies, but all is not lost because Clank is on the outside, feeding him information on how to escape safely. Firstly, Ratchet must grind to each area and activate the cranks to reach the abandoned supply ship on the other side of the station. Making it there, it's discovered that Dreadzone have caught onto his plan and activated a force field stopping him. But Ratchet and Clank have a plan, and that's to crank it. Cranking each crank will disable the force field and allow Ratchet to enter the facility, escaping and destroying the ghost station.
Ratchet, I have found a way to shut down the containment fields and release all the heroes.
You're kidding. That's amazing.
He's had help.
Al? You're alive. They said your body was beyond repair.
No biggie. I got a new one. Check this out.
So, what's the plan?
We have acquired schematics for the entire Battle Dome. There is a central computer on the control level that regulates power to the containment fields.
So what? Reprogram it? Hack it?
Blast it! Just blow it up and the fields go down.
Okay, so how do I get to the control level?
I have reprogrammed the Battle Dome shuttle to take you there, but it is a one-way ride.
Al's alive, and it's onto the control level. Ratchet's final fight begins.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the final episode of Dreadzone. Oh, God, we're all gonna die.
The mood is positively electric as the audience braces to find out if they will survive the next 10 minutes. I can't believe I'm reading this.
I had my whole life ahead of me. I was gonna be a ballet dancer.
Pull yourself together, you blabbering idiot!
Thank you, Juanita. Superstar contestant Ratchet faces his toughest challenge yet to deactivate the Battle Dome's formidable defense systems and defeat Gleeman Vox himself. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Ratchet for being such a great role model and a pillar of our community. If anybody can save us, it's you, Ratchet!
We're rooting for you, little buddy.
Gleeman Vox, anticipating Ratchet's final move, has forced the entire audience, including Dallas and Juanita, into Dreadzone collars, forcing Ratchet to go through the deadliest challenge yet. Destroy the central computer on the control level amidst an onslaught of enemies, all whilst disabling a vast array of explosives intended to annihilate everyone on the station. Fighting through this level, we are faced with overwhelming odds on the final ever episode of Dreadzone. Fallen for Fox's trap, we have to take out each detonator and release the transport pods to save not only himself, Clank, and Al, but to save hundreds of thousands of people in the audience. Taking these out, it's finally time to face Fox.
Well done, Ratchet. The containment fields are deactivated. The station is no longer on lockdown.
Good. Now get on a shuttle and get out of here.
Sorry, Ratchet. I am not leaving without you.
For the love of Blarg, cut out the sappy melodrama before you lose my entire audience. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time. I'm gonna give Dreadzone fans the finale they've been waiting for. It's a little one-act play I call Death of the Lombats.
Gleeman Vox is evil. There's no putting it any simpler. He is willing to sacrifice not only the heroes he's kidnapped and forced to fight in his tournament, but he's also willing to take out the very people that make his show possible. The audience. Ratchet and Clank aren't new to facing overwhelming evils. From their experiences with Drek in the first game, wanting to take out hundreds of other planets, or even Dr. Nefarious in the third game, wanting to turn people into robots. But this is different. At least with Drek in the first game, he allowed people to escape the planet, or with Nefarious, who only ever wanted to change biological life to mechanical life. None of them ever intentionally trapped people in a situation they couldn't escape, knowing full well they'd die if they stayed. Vox is evil. He's irredeemable. And he needs to be stopped. Ratchet, forced into battle with him, weaving and dodging his attacks, is forced to take him out. When finally Ratchet vanquishes Fox. However, doing so, Ratchet confronts a profound realization. Fox possesses a threat too great to ignore. Knowing that Fox's presence could potentially trigger recurrence of past events, Ratchet made the difficult choice to depart without him. Yet, amidst this decision, he exemplifies an act of compassion, an act of true kindness. He ensures the safety of Fox's loyal companion, leaving Fox to face his own fate. In his courageous endeavors, Ratchet emerged as a beacon of selflessness. going to extraordinary lengths to rescue heroes trapped within the Battle Dome, including Dallas and Juanita. His actions went beyond merely saving himself and all the other heroes of the Battle Dome. No. He also saved thousands of Dread Zone fans. Ratchet shows what true heroism is in making the hard decisions, to even having losses of his own. This is a story of how Ratchet disappeared. This is a story of how hundreds of heroes vanished into thin air. This is Ratchet Gladiator.